चलो come now.
Up कैसे हो? What else do we know?
Gilly also knows Telugu words.
Andaru bukanara.
Namaskaram.
Is that right?
Yeah. Take it and go. Take it and go. A little bit.
Shit, I'm high under the lights. आपका रंग क्या है? Not bad. Tell me it's wrong. आपकी नींद अच्छी हुई. Is that right?
Yeah.
How did you sleep?
Yeah, that's right.
आपकी
On my back.
Just in answer to the question, how have we gone with accents? How have you guys found it?
What is it?
Our accents.
Difficult.
Never has a team used the word pardon more in history.
Marked.
Sorry?
Marked.
Give us your Aussie accent. There you go.
G'day.
You always say mate anyway.
Yeah, mate.
How do you greet me every morning?
Morning, mate.
Yeah.
Adam Craig Gill.
Do you guys know any more than one language?
Yeah.
One of the you know,
English, Hindi, Telugu.
you know English, Hindi.
I think there's definitely there's a little bit of luck, but I think the harder you work, the luckier you get. There's an old saying. I think everyone, all the different countries, appreciate that core value that if you don't do the training and the preparation, you're not going to be prepared well enough to play well. So it just varies. You know, that's probably been interesting, hasn't it? The different work levels, workloads from not just country to country, but within your own country's setup. Some guys are fitter than others, some guys train harder than others, some don't have to train, they seem to be a bit more naturally skilled and fit. So is that's the same in Indian team, isn't it? And South African. So you've always got variations in the levels of intensity. I guess part of the trick of any team is bringing them all together and trying to coordinate it as one collective group. I think we've managed to do that pretty well.
It's funny. I just spent 4 or 5 weeks with the Indian team, and that was the thing that I noticed that was the biggest difference. Is that I found that the Indian players just like to train on their skills. They just like to work on their skills, or naturally gifted cricket skills. Whereas I can't speak for South Africa, but the Australian team, they do all that work as well, but they're really fit orientated and a lot of physical exertion. And it's not that the Indians don't work hard, it's just that they train more on skills, and do things that are really naturally gifted. So I found that a little bit different, because I came from a different team.
No, I feel obviously playing at international level you need to be physically fit, and to survive for pretty long you need to be fit. So I cannot say about what we were during 80s and 90s, but right now as far as physical things are concerned we are pretty much there. Obviously, and the skills, yes, as Yangi said, we work on skills, and I think both.
The biggest thing for us has been trying to mix and match between the two cultures, where a lot of, say, the Western side is get your training done really quickly and sharply and the quality, and Indian side is work really longer on your skills, isn't it? So we're having longer sessions, and the younger boys are having shorter sessions, so we're sort of met halfway. It's quite interesting where for a batter, for example, they throw down a lot before they have a net, and then they throw down some more after, and your session ends up going for a long time. So to sort of meet halfway between the international players and the local players has been quite challenging, I suppose, at times with the different standards we set ourselves. But the best thing is everyone's sort of bought into that, and it's made it a lot easier.
Yeah, I think it's obviously the number of overs are less, and you have to make use of each and every ball you're batting. Whereas in a 5-day game, you make sure that you play session by session and play a day if possible, and the more you play, the better for the team. Whereas here you have to make sure that you're right from the word go. you're on target as a bowler or as a batsman. I think that's the only difference in the mindset. And sometimes in a day's game, you value your wicket. You don't want to throw away your wicket, but here, for the team's sake, if suppose you have to play an attacking shot, which is not in your book, but still you go out and try to get runs quickly. So I think I'm not saying that you go out and throw away your test match. You definitely value a wicket more than in a 2020 game.
One of the great contributing factors to us being such a tight unit from particularly last year. V obviously got injured halfway through the first year and didn't play the whole back end of it, was it? The second half of the tournament because of broken finger. Started the tournament last year, played a couple of games, then was left out of the team. And for a player of at his age and everything he's achieved, to not what we call spit the dummy and walk away and not want to be a part of it.
Absolutely.
He stayed in it, bought into it, and started to work on how he can improve in this version of the game. So for us as a group, we all sat back and I was certainly inspired by it, and I know a lot of our young players watched with interest